this video we paint the sky. We're going to make a simple sky very similar to the one in the photograph. Starting off with a pale blue mixed with white, ultramarine blue and a tiny touch of red. Notice that I'm holding the brush much further away from the ferrule until I get near to the man-made structure, where I have to be a great deal more precise. And you'll see that I constantly switch my grip on the brush. The blue that I'm painting now will dry a little darker than it appears when it goes on wet. That's one of the features of acrylic. They do dry slightly darker. The more expensive ones have less of a colour shift, but the student ones of the kind that we're using do have a slight colour shift, and we need to make some allowances for that. So carefully cutting in around the windmill. I'm still using the large brush, mind you, but it's absolutely better to do as much painting as you can with the large brush and only go into the very finest of details with the smaller brush. Painted a little bit of sky inside that winding gear that's on the back of the windmill, and now I'm going through on this left hand side of the sky. It's slightly lighter blue than it was higher up and also further over to the right, because I'm considering that the light from the sky is coming from the right hand side. And that's why I made the left hand side of the windmill darker. So going in here now, I've made the blue a little darker, and you can see that I've not completely mixed the blue on the palette. Some of it's gone onto the paper, so this allows me to mix a little bit on the paper to the extent that I desire, and also to leave some of it slightly unmixed to give us a nice variety. I've decided that the sky is a bit too pale on this left hand side, so I'm going back in with a slightly darker blue over the one I painted initially, and so that's what I've done, and I'm just evening it out a little bit, but I still leave it varied. When you see the original, there's still some varied strokes. Now I've got a much lighter grey blue, and I'm going to paint in the clouds, and this is the lightest part of the painting, and it actually equates to around about 7.5 on the value scale, the lightest part of the clouds. It's definitely not white when it dries, and the darker part of the clouds are about 6.5 or possibly 7. As we get down close to eye level, the clouds are at their lightest. Moving over to the right hand side now, I'm going in quite light with very pale grey, and I'm going to add in some white and blend this as I go. I want the clouds on this side to be a little lighter than the ones on the left side. So although that looks very white when I first put it on, it's so the washes are thin, and so it's possible to see through them. And as I've mentioned earlier, when it dries down, it goes a little darker than it appears when it's wet. So getting near the end of this video now, and you can watch me now make a mistake. And what we do with mistakes like this is to go back right at the end and just correct them. I usually do those sort of tidying up things on another day.